Hello from me, Lazarus. Welcome to the next lesson in the series. Introduction to the Lazarus Programming Environment. And as we said, these are my books for Lazarus IDE. There have already been 3 in this series, and now we are looking at the last of them, introducing Lazarus IDE Part 3. We said that it comes in 2 versions, basic and full, with the full version containing the basic plus the actual programming system, my store. Now that we've done the previous videos on this subject, we're going to start looking at the lessons from my new book. We're starting with the first topic, visual grid tables in Lazarus IDE. So, this is my book, right? Here is the basic version. Here, visual grid tables in Lazarus IDE. So, how did grids, or these tables, visual grids, come about, and what are they for? When graphical interfaces began to enter Delphi 1 programming back in the early 1990s, developers faced a complex problem for the time: how to display a lot of data in an organized way, so that the user can read, edit, sort. This is how the idea of the grid was born. Visual tables, which are very similar to tables in Excel, for example, but a part of the application itself. In Lazarus IDE, like Delphi, there are 3 main types of such tables. Each type has its own philosophy and purpose. The first of them is drawgrid, the oldest and the most flexible. With it knows nothing, so to speak, about text, numbers or editing. It is simply a grid of cells that we draw ourselves. It is suitable for small logic games, tic-tac-toe, Sudoku, visualizations, matrices, graphs, color schemes, and specialized interfaces where each cell is like a mini-screen. Drawgrid is simple, but requires more work because everything is drawn by hand. The second type is the string grid, a table for text and data. This is the most widely used grid, the successor to drawgrid, but now it knows what text is, how to edit a cell, how to select a row, how to work with the keyboard. It is suitable for lists of items, telephone directories, tables of quantities and prices, any data, including data that comes from a database, applications that require full control over the logic. String grid is the most versatile option. Its basic logic is understandable even for beginners, but it is powerful enough for professional applications. And the last of this type of grid is grid. This is a table that is linked directly to a database. It is designed for one specific task, to display data directly from the database. It automatically loads the data, refreshes it, shows changes, follows the dataset cursor. It sounds convenient, but it has many limitations. It's hard to customize. It's very difficult to color. You can't add checkboxes, buttons, and other elements. The logic is locked in the dataset. Not suitable for complex interfaces. Many experienced Delphi/Lazarus programmers recommend that for applications with databases, to work primarily with string grid instead of grid. Especially when the data needs to be processed before being displayed. The interface should be beautiful and personalized. With dynamic coloring, filtering, sorting, checkboxes, and we don't want the user to mess around directly in the database. We also have full control over the logic. That is, grid is convenient for quickly displaying data from the database, but for a real commercial program, where the interface should be convenient, beautiful and safe from errors, string grid is a better choice for the main tables. In fact, in real programming systems, as well as in ours, which we will consider in the book, both components are used, with the specific purpose of the visual table being the leading one. So, this is the first lesson that we've covered. So, just a general overview of these things. Best regards.